front here, one here, if possible. Nice, we got one. Let's see. Can we fill these chairs? Orange back here. Thank you. Can you bring it up a little bit? Thank you. Appreciate it. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Where's TJ?
I'm not sure. I think he's on his way.
Oh,
He said he would be here.
okay. Anybody go to the rally yesterday in Beverly Hills? No?
Mello did.
Mello?
Yeah, he's in the lobby.
Mello! What are you doing?
I think he's drinking coffee.
Oh. Joe, you want to have everybody come in? Morning, sir. Is Mello in yet?
No, not yet. He's
Oh.
still out there.
Daniel, are you voting for the bill or against it? Because the government want control. They want to unionize you guys. And you don't want to be unionized. Good morning. Welcome to church. I am Jesse Peterson. You can get involved by calling the number 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. And also, James is going to take your YouTube comments. All right? Is this him?
Mello.
Oh, where's Mello? Mello having breakfast. How y'all doing? Nice. Any questions about anything? Everybody doing fine? Well, we might as well take up offering and go home. If everybody's fine, this is a fellowship. All right. Oh, that's Mello? Mello think he's tough, huh? Yes.
A while back, you had said that children need to have an ego. Can you explain that?
You know, like when they're growing up, they have a little ego, just kind of push them forward. But once they become an adult, they should overcome it.
Okay.
And they will. Yeah. Mello, did you go to the event yesterday?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I was there.
did that, what's the name of the guy that was on the show that sings? What was his name?
Bryson Gray.
Bryson Gray, yeah.
Was he there?
No, he was supposed to show up, but there was some misunderstanding that happened with at the event. Like there was a guy who was supposed to speak there, and he was the guy that was going to bring Bryson Gray, and he wanted to be the only guy to speak there, and they said no. So there was all kinds of weird
So it had
issues.
nothing to do with hating the Jews?
No, probably not, no.
Oh, okay.
No. But Cardi B did show up, though.
Who?
Cardi B? Yeah.
What's that?
Cardi B is that female rapper who interviewed Joe Biden
Huh?
a month ago, I think.
She showed up at the rally?
Yeah, she was there. She drove by, and she claims that Trump supporters were harassing her.
Oh, she drove by.
And either her husband or her cousin pulled out a gun and waved it at Trump supporters, and then one of them was arrested, like on the spot, like
Yeah, that's
during the rally. Yeah.
That's the danger of being at those rallies right now.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
so on edge.
Lucky for us, we had like the Beverly Hills police.
And then you
just
think you tough. You up there fighting with people.
Yeah. I'm not fighting.
what's
I'm
wrong
not
with
fighting.
you?
I'm staying back. Stand back and stand by, you know. But I'm standing back mostly.
Yeah. Yeah, I should be careful at those things right now because people are on edge.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really peaceful. Like when like a few weeks back, like there was like BLM showing up and stuff like that, but they would just like start stuff and then they would run away real quick.
You like that?
I kind of enjoy seeing them
can
run away.
tell.
Yeah, yeah.
I can tell you go to bed early on Friday night so you can get up
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and go to Beverly Hills.
Yeah, but it's been cool. Like it's really nice to see. Like it was like 3,000 people there yesterday, and it was really nice to see. Like it almost like you would see this and think California could go red. Like really just
Okay.
by seeing that.
Amazing.
And,
What is-
and then I saw also Newport. Last week I wasn't here because I was in Newport Beach where the president was. And I saw him, and he saw me, and he waved at me and smiled at me and everything. It was awesome, dude.
Everybody
and there
thought
was,
you were waving at them.
oh yeah, and there was probably like 10,000 people there. It was crazy, yeah. But
Oh, he looked
anyway.
over at me. Yeah, 100,000 folks.
Yeah, he looked over at everybody. Yeah.
Sometimes I bring a Bible and sometimes I don't. I do bring a Bible sometimes, and it's an amazing Bible because everything is so simple in there. They speak English, and I thought it was a Jewish Bible for a while, but James reminded me it's a Catholic Bible, right? But if that Bible is so easy to understand, why the Catholic don't understand anything? Because it's like in English. It's like we're talking, right? It's not like the regular Bible where you don't know what they're talking about. And I bring this up for a reason, though.
Just like the world is falling
Are you a
away.
Catholic?
Yes. Just like the
Are
world
all Mexicans Catholic? Like all black people are Baptists.
just like the world is falling away, the Catholic Church has fallen away.
No, I
as
mean
well.
about the Bible. It's more of a real Bible now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
And has it always been that way?
Catholic Church was the pillar, was the first church.
No, I mean, has the Bible always been so easy to understand?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's recent. The King James, the king actually used his own money to convert from that language to
English.
to Latin and then to English.
Oh, okay.
So that's before then. If you were going to a Catholic church and you see the murals, the 13 stations, that's how you understood the walk of Christ. And then the Catholic priest would preach a sermon, and he was your father. He would give you the word. He would talk to you about the word. Now we have the Bible. We can read it ourselves.
Oh, okay. It's a nice Bible. What's the name of my Bible, James?
The New Jerusalem Bible.
Oh, yeah, but it looked Jewish. We look at because a Jew gave it to me years ago when I first started buying. And so it looked like a Jewish Bible, so I thought it was Jewish. Go figure. What? It looked Jewish. You know how Jew stuff look, right? So I bring it up because I did an interview on some show during the week, and it was a woman hosting it, interviewer, and she was a Bible thumper. And everything she would ask me about God, and I would respond, she would say, where is that in the Bible? What verse and chapter is that? Where is that in the Bible? Where is that? I'm like, what the? Everything, just total Bible thumper. And so when I asked her about the kingdom of heaven, is the kingdom of heaven inside? She said, no, it's not inside. And the way she explained it made me want to smoke a joint. It was so crazy. It was so insane. And a lot of people don't know, they just don't know that the kingdom of heaven is within, and you can enter that kingdom and live from there. But a lot of people don't, especially the Christians that enter the Bible, because she got upset that I called her a Bible. Well, did I call her a Bible thumper? Or did I just say Bible thumpers don't know that? Right, and she got ticked. But the kingdom of heaven is within, and when you enter in that kingdom, your whole world changed. Your reality changed. Everything you need to know is being revealed to you about life. And you can't plan life. You can't organize it. You just have to be. And it will unfold for you. And Christ came and he created that kingdom. It really is inside. But when you have faith in anything or anybody, you won't get there. Because a lot of Bible thumpers read the Bible, and their faith is in the Bible. And the Bible is just letters that men wrote to one another. And for, you to read so you can get back to where the real kingdom is. But they treat the Bible as though it's God. And it's the darndest thing I ever seen. You can't even have a conversation with them. But there's not like something inside that say, no, that's wrong, it's not working, look at your life. You can read the Bible, pick it up and read it, put it away, and the Holy Spirit will, reveal things to you. But you're not supposed to believe in the Bible. It would be as though Samuel, the car wash Mexican guy, wrote me a note saying, just the next time you wash your car, put red paint on it. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I write it in a book. And then everybody would paint on their car, put red on there. It's what we do here. It's fellowshipping. You look here, you look there. It never was meant for you to believe in the Bible. He said, don't you believe in another person because the heart is wicked. Only have faith in God. And it's unfortunate that people have been taught wrong from the day you were born until now. But you got to enter the kingdom within. Christ made another world, another reality. And in that reality is perfect peace. It really is amazing. There are no words to express how amazing it is. You still look the same. You go to the gym, you work out, you overeat, you get fat, but the kingdom is within. It really is. And you can't make yourself enter into the kingdom. You have to seek, and you shall find. But if you have an idea of what you think it is and all that, your mind cannot conceive it at all. And once you're in the kingdom, you cannot be thrown out. Your rent is paid in full. It is. Yes, ma'am. And then I'll take here. All right there.
How does the kingdom of heaven does it manifest in the physical? Like, how do you know that you're seeking his kingdom, if that makes sense?
When you are, one way is when you are paying attention to yourself, when you really want to know. The problem is a lot of people don't question anything. They don't question anything. It's crazy. For an example, how many of you voted already? Don't be scared. It's not a test. It's a fellowship. Let me see those who voted already. By mail? Okay. Why did you vote by mail?
What I did was, what we did was we found out, this is the first time we did that, to basically look at a location, and we took it to the poll itself, and they put it in a Dropbox.
Okay.
So it opened up yesterday.
Is this your first time voting by mail?
This would be my second time, but taking it to the location was my first time.
So you voted by mail before?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Well, you're exempt from what I'm about to say. I'm about to say something nice, so don't worry. The young lady right next to your wife, you voted by mail, right? You had your hand?
Well, I didn't drop it off at the mailbox, the post office.
You mailed it in?
Well, we just took it to the ballot, the poll ballot place, and then they have a box there where you.
They have a box sitting on the outside
Yeah,
on the
well,
like a
inside.
mailbox?
Yeah, because you got to get your temperature taken before you go in, and then you drop it off there.
Okay. Why did you vote that way?
Well, I didn't want to mail it. I mean, I didn't put a stamp on it. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Okay.
I took it in.
Is that the first time you've done it that way?
Yeah.
And why did you do it that way this time?
Well, it
And
was
so everybody
easier.
relax, all right? Let's praise the Lord.
It was easier to fill it out in your home, the convenience of your home, to fill out the ballot.
All right. And that's why you did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you voted by mail? Yes. Okay. And why?
Yes, sir. With everything going on with the possibility of fraud, I changed I used to be a Democrat up until 2018, and I changed Republican, but on my, this registration, I said I was independent so that you couldn't see on the outside the envelope if I was,
But what made you decide to vote by mail this time?
I just wanted to eliminate some of the possibility of postal naughtiness.
So, oh, you didn't mail it in?
I dropped it off.
You did what they did, you dropped it in?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And this your first time voting by mail?
I didn't vote by mail. I dropped it off too in
Oh,
one
you
of
dropped
those
it off.
boxes.
What do they mean by vote by mail? Don't they mean mail it in? Oh, okay. All right. What made you decide to, is this the first time you voted early?
Yes.
What made you decide to go early this
I
time?
was just really anxious to vote for Trump.
You,
I wanted to make sure it got in there.
you want to make sure it got in there? Are you concerned about voter fraud?
Yes, very much.
And so why would you take that chance then and not vote on the day of voting day?
Well, I'm a little confused because it's not really mail-in that I just dropped it in the box. Is that the same as mail-in? I'm not sure.
I think so. One is you mailing it in, but the other one, if you're dropping it in the box, the handlers can still go through it before
Oh,
time.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why didn't you wait until voting day?
I thought this was secure. It wasn't like I was mailing it through the postal service. So I felt secure about it.
You did?
Maybe I shouldn't have been secure about it.
Have you heard a lot of talk about voter fraud?
Yeah,
Did you believe it?
I think it's very possible, yeah.
And why take the risk then?
I didn't think it was a risk. I thought it was different than actually mailing it through the postal service. But maybe it's not. Maybe I misunderstood.
Is it being delivered, did you take it to the post office? Or
No.
one of those boxes they
One of
have
those
sitting on the
boxes,
corner
yeah,
like?
Yeah, one of the boxes.
And were there people standing there to watch, to make sure?
No,
Nobody was there?
no.
Oh, okay. What happened was, I noticed that, and I've been talking to a lot of people who mailed in their ballots. And I asked, well, why did you do it? I was afraid of voter fraud. I'm like, but that's how voter fraud happens. What do you mean I was afraid of voter fraud? I'm like, why did you just wait and go like we normally do it? You know, make sure everybody get in line. And some people are like, well, I didn't want to stand in a long line. And I realized that most people don't think for themselves. So even though they heard, oh, mail it in, you can mail it in, we're afraid of voter fraud is possible. The people still, knowing the risk of voter fraud, they still mailed it in. Over 50 million people, right? Something like that. They mailed it in knowing that it's a risk. But if there had not been that opportunity to mail it in, everybody would have to go on the day to vote and get in a line. We never had a problem with that before, right? And just because other people suggest it, people fall for it. And that's why I brought that up to mention the Bible. Just because somebody said, believe in the Bible, everybody and their mama believe in the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible where it says believe in the Bible. It doesn't say that. And the people who believe in the Bible do not believe that the kingdom of heaven is within. Christ came. The kingdom is right here. Look within. Don't look yonder. Don't look there. If someone tells you to do that, don't do it. The kingdom of heaven is within. And once you enter that kingdom, you don't have to figure out life. You don't need a therapist. I got a note from a guy who said, I'm sleeping with a married woman. I didn't know she was married until afterward. Should I stay with her? Something like that. I wouldn't have to ask anyone that. I know I'm getting out of there as soon as I find out she's married. Some things are just apparent. Unless everybody's smoking pot and don't really see it that well. I mean, how many people would stay cheating around with a married woman or man? You would? 2 to 3. Did you have your hair, Joe? No. Oh.
What the?
Some things is just apparent, right? I wouldn't have to ask anyone, should I stay with a married woman? No, you don't stay with a married woman. I counseled with one guy, he is dating a woman that was divorced, already has children. And he was like, oh man, it's so hard, so hard. I'm paying all the bills, I'm taking care of her kids and everything. And it's just so hard, she's so mean to me, she controlled me, blah, blah, blah. I was like, really, why don't you just leave? Just leave, take the pain and leave. And then he said, that's not all. I'm living in her house with her ex-husband and her and the kids. I'm like, are you on pot? But then he moved out. After I said, get out. Some things, even in my father's day, I did some messed up stuff. I made horrible mistakes. But some things I just knew this is not going to work. You have some common sense in there. Even in the father's state, you still have some common sense. That makes sense? Use a little bit of it. All right? You don't need the world. You're as smarter as the people in the world are. Maybe even smarter in some cases. These people don't know what they're talking about. The people with degrees, if you pay attention, all they're doing is quoting what somebody else said at some school or some poll or something. I was looking at the responses from this debate with Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Everybody that's for Joe Biden believe Joe Biden won. And Trump was a dummy. Joe Biden blew him out, just convinced of that. Even in my family members, you can't convince them, right? And on the other side, everybody that's for Donald Trump believes Donald Trump won. They're saying the same exact things about two different people, but the belief is there. Nobody was able to. I'm like, what's wrong? And I guess it's who you support, you really get into them. You just don't see. I personally didn't think that Donald Trump won or Joe Biden because Donald Trump wasn't able to be himself. When you enter into the kingdom of heaven, it's hard to go by training. You know, like they say you get ready for a debate, you have different people ad-lib for you and say this and do that. Well, men and women who live from within, you can't train them what to say. They have to do it as it is happening. I remember Irma's, God bless his soul. He's nice. Years ago, when I used to do a lot of debates and go on TV a lot, and they would find out what the topic is, whenever they went over the questions with me, I didn't do well in the debate because I was trying to remember the stats and all the dumb stuff. But when I just found out what do they want to talk about and just had a wait-and-see attitude, I would blow them out the water. Because you have a teacher within, and you're on the side of what is right, and he's going to look after you in debates, whatever the situation might be. Because God loves you, and he'll take care of you. He really will. But you got to live from within. You can't trust anything else. You only have to live from within. There's a new place on the inside, folks. It is amazing. It'll blow your mind. Now, how you get in there is by keeping an eye on yourself, want to ask some questions. I remember asking God, let me see myself. I don't know myself. Because I noticed I wasn't getting the answers from the preachers and things like that. And that was the beginning of my wake up, when I asked to let me see myself. He allowed me to see, and from that I'm like, wow. And then when I saw the darkness inside, he allowed me to see that I needed to forgive. And then I went and forgave, and it was all over but the shouting after that. And life just started happening. It really does. Yes, ma'am.
I was recently having a conversation with another Christian, quote unquote, and she was telling me how, people are going to hell and they need to know about Jesus and things like that, that we're commanded to spread like the good news. So I wanted to hear what is your opinion about that, right?
About what?
Like going up to people and telling them about Jesus.
Going up to them and telling them?
That's what I was understanding from the conversation, just
If
because.
they come up to you to tell you about Jesus, have your spray paint. What do you call that, mace?
But I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, there's this concern amongst, like, the Christian community that people are going to hell and they need to go and, like, tell them about Jesus.
No. We're supposed to be a living example because once you're born again of God, He will open up all kinds of ways for you to get the truth out there. You become a living example, and He really will make a way. I'm stunned at the people I've spoken to and where I've gone, and I had no idea. And that's what He'll make sure you get out there, wherever it is, to spread the word. But you have to first become a living example, all right? So, but if you notice the people that are going out on the street, oh, I'm sorry, we have some street preachers here. I don't mean it harm. Except these two. There was a street preacher from New York, and he was all out there hooping and hollering, fighting with the gays and whatever, right? And then they'll go have lunch and talk about how mad they made the gays. And then this man is like a grown adult man. Come to find out he's living with his mama. And I heard he got married and he done moved his wife in his mama's house. But he out on the streets preaching Jesus to the gays and everybody, the alcoholic. That's not the way it works. Greater is He that's in you, that's in the world. And He will make a way. He will open doors like you just won't believe it. And you don't even have to think about where am I going to go and talk about Jesus, right? You be a living example because your world is where you are, right here, right now. And you're influencing people around you, and that'll spread, and that'll spread, and that'll spread. I think the street preaching thing came from somebody in the Bible. What? He was street preaching? But he didn't stand up, he like traveled around and talked to crowds, right? But the street preacher just stand on the corner and holler, you're going to hell. Right? Isn't that what Christ did though? He said you're going to, he just stood on the corner and said you're going to hell? He called them vipers and said he was bringing fire. Oh, hold on, buddy. Okay. I'm glad you're telling me.
No, I'm saying, didn't Jesus do that? I mean,
what?
He traveled and called them names and threatened them and said he's bringing fire.
But was he still living with his mama?
I have no idea.
I think he told Mary to go sit down, right?
No, I think.
Wasn't Mary his mama?
No, when she came to see him, he said, woman, why are you doing my business? But they were supported by women. They were supported by the apostles' wives and others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were supported by it, you're right.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going out on the street just yelling at the homosexuals. He was telling them how to overcome.
He was doing a lot of preaching in
He was
temples.
causing them to look at themselves so they can see and overcome, not just out there, oh, you're going to hell.
It was mostly
because
debate.
nobody knows where are we going to go. We don't even know. I don't even know where I'm going. I hope I go up there and be with Him. I'm never dying, so it ain't going to happen. But if I'm going to die, I hope to go, but I don't know for sure. Only He made that decision. But not these street preachers, but Esteban kind of street preachers. They be yelling at the homosexuals, and then they go have lunch and talk about how they did them, how mad they got them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
Yeah, and you can't help like that.
I understand.
Yeah.
But he would go out and have harsh debate with people for the
Yeah.
most part. And he did it in temples. He went against the elders and
Right.
explained where they were the ones that were incorrect.
Is that a call to come to another rally? You're right, but it was a different spirit, a different source that he had than what's happening right now.
Could be.
With a lot of things.
Could be.
But you're right about that. He did go around.
But if the individual, like as you say, if you find one that's a false teacher, they'll pay for that.
Yeah.
That's on them. That's why Christ told us to dust our feet off, to people like that.
Yeah, that's right. But the problem is a lot of them don't know that because they read the Bible, they know the scriptures, they don't realize that Satan has interpreted the Bible for them, and they are out just quoting the Bible, and that's not going to help anyone.
It's probably because, perhaps as you say, they haven't achieved that in their life yet.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of, you have to achieve it in your life, then reapply it to the Bible to see where it fits, rather than just quote
But you don't
something.
even, once you enter the kingdom, you don't have to do that. It's so clear because you have God within you, Christ, and the Holy Spirit. It's so clear that you don't have to compare it to anything. It's just no doubt. It's not even up for question. It's just really, it's like, you see the bright light shining on me?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's just so clear.
Well, perhaps they haven't been convicted, and the law is what convicts, and the righteousness is what saves.
Yeah, they haven't been born again. They have not entered the kingdom. That's what it is. Yeah.
Good.
And I love the way God will renew your mind. That is so, and I have read that and heard that before, but it's interesting how he will renew your mind, and you'll get to the point, you know how when you're in that fallen state, you live in your thoughts, you're up and down, you worry, you doubt, you have fear. Well, once he renew your mind, that doesn't exist anymore. It really doesn't. No fear, no doubts, no worries, no comparing yourself to other people, no trying to be like anyone else, no taking anything personally. You just be. And it's an amazing way to live. But you got to look within yourself. Pay attention to yourself. Question things. Question yourself. You can ask him, hey, what's up with me? And just relax and take the pain. I noticed that you got to take the pain. When you get in your head, you're going to feel pain, right? Don't freak out. He's with you. It's just that he is renewing your mind and you're overcoming that old way. And eventually you won't have that kind of pain because you will no longer be bothered with the thoughts. That makes sense? It's so amazing. He loves us greater than what you can even imagine. And it's nothing like, just think about it. He God. He God. And he created everything. Why does he need you to learn a Bible and just quote the Bible? He gave us a teacher. He said, let no man teach you. You see what happens when men teach you? You get stuck in your intellect. But if you allow the Holy Spirit to remind you, because you already know it, the truth. You already know it. You just forgot it when you were traumatized. But it's in you. And when you enter the kingdom, you're just reminded of what you already know. It's so amazing how that is. Yes, ma'am. And then I think I saw your hand, right?
I just want
Are
to.
you married? That was your wife, right? Your wife, is she pregnant?
Yeah, she has a blue dress.
Oh, no wonder your shirt says InfoWar.
Yeah.
You're at war. But I'll come back to him in a bit. And I'll come back to you.
I just wanted to ask you.
My heart goes out to you, man.
Thank you for everything.
Don't blame me. No. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about when you say what God reveals.
Yes.
I know you've said that he doesn't talk. It's not words. He doesn't reveal it by words.
Right.
So how he reveals it? Like, he reveals it by images, or just changing your not emotions, but just changing your mind about things, or how do he reveals things?
He allows you to remember what you forgot. And it's like,
Because in my own revelations, it hasn't been with words, right? But it's been with I just have a different drive for things. I just begin having a different drive for doing things and a different
there is
way to go about
a
it.
natural energy that comes from him. His love is I saw yesterday that James Hake, you know what that is? Mm-hmm. Tweeted out that Jesse Peterson is older than Donald Trump. I'm like, why are you telling my age all over the world? And he said, Donald Trump has energy out of this world, something like that. And Jesse Peterson older than him. He has the same energy. I'm like, nobody asked you my age, buddy. Something like that. I started to tweet him the finger. I was looking at this woman today. I had the TV on as I was getting ready to come here, and I saw Oprah interviewing. What's that crazy woman on that council with? Iyanla Van Zant. And Iyanla said that when she was 6 years old, her grandmama beat her. You told Harper to beat me. And because she let the salesperson into the house, and her grandmother told her, don't let anyone in when you're here by yourself. And she did, so the grandmother beat her and left scars on her back. And her aunt or somebody came by, and he took the shirt off, and the skin came off, so they took her to the hospital. And while she was in the hospital, she's in the room by herself or something like that. And she said while she was in the room, she saw God. And Oprah was like, wow. What does he look like? What did he look like? And she and she said, he was a nurse. He was a woman. I'm like, everybody that have gone to that woman need to call her up. I want my money back. She said God was a nurse, a woman nurse. And people pay money to go get counseling from her. Isn't that amazing? It's insane, but I want you to start thinking for yourself. Don't believe me. Let it go in one ear and out the other so you see it for yourself. And once you see it for yourself, it's yours. Nobody's smarter than you, except the potheads. I'm just playing. Yes, ma'am. So you want to know how he revealed. You know how, have you ever been married and you woke up one morning, your husband was gone to work, and you're like, well, I feel so good this morning. I'm all free. You forget you're married. And then he comes in at 5. You're like, what the? He reminds you that you are married.
Yeah.
It's like that.
No, I'm saying it because I'm saying it because I've been.
All of a sudden you remember.
Yes, but I'm saying it because I listened to your show and you said a lot about like words are deceiving, you know.
Yes.
But sometimes I feel like when I have a revelation, it comes from word. Like in my head, it comes like from a word, like from like something that is telling me something, and I don't know if to listen to it or just like, you know what I mean. But I feel like it's a revelation.
I know what you mean, but it sounds like Satan.
Yeah, but it's like
because he reveals from here.
Yeah, because I felt those two
Even when you're born again of God, the words come from up, out, not out of your head.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Yeah. Well, I don't listen to no, and that's what I was gonna also say about the biblical question.
But I don't want you to learn this though.
No, I'm not.
Because Satan play God, right?
Yeah.
And he'll take everything and pretend that it's the right way.
Yeah.
Just have a way to see. If you don't know, it's best to just
That's
wait.
what I was gonna say about the biblical question about if you should love your weakness.
Right.
I don't think we should try to do love or hate anything. I think it's not above us to decide to love or hate something about ourselves. It's just to give it to God and just let Him make your way.
So do you love your weakness?
No, I don't love or hate it. I just don't. I don't have an opinion about it. I just give it to God, and He will make an opinion about it.
Amazing. I'll get to that in a minute. Let me take right here and then over there, yes, and then here. Oh, David, you have a phone call. Okay. Yes.
Can I just answer her real quick on the how does he reveal things?
No.
Okay.
No, you can't.
No, I mean,
This fellowship.
I think it's different for everybody, but for me, he just makes things really obvious. Like I'll get smacked in the face with things, you know, literally sometimes. But
your wife?
Yeah. yeah. She was here on last Thursday. She's the devil in the blue dress, the one. So, yeah, that was her.
I can't say what we talked about in the meeting, but you're
she's
pretty close.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I just had a question. I don't read the Bible, but doesn't it say, I thought I saw somewhere that it says to not try to go convert people because like, it just like wasted energy. I don't know about that, but.
It says that? Oh. I don't know what Bible you read.
I don't read it.
Maybe you read Allahu Abba Bible.
Maybe, yeah.
Don't convert them, just cut their heads off.
Yeah.
No. I do know that you can't impose the truth upon anyone. They either be seeking and want to receive it, or if they don't, you have to back off and just let them suffer, because maybe in their suffering they may cry out.
Right.
But you can't even impose on your family members or anyone, even with your kids. If you notice, a lot of Christian family children are nutcases. They're on drugs. They hate their parents. They committed suicide, all in the name of Jesus. And most of the time it's because, but not the only reason, the parents have imposed Christianity upon them, the Bible. They always quote the scriptures rather than just being a living example, so that they can see it. That works better than anything else.
Yeah, otherwise it kind of pushes.
It'll push them away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can't force anyone to accept. That's why God will let you just suffer. He'll let you end up on Skid Row. If you don't want it, He made the way. He sent His Son. He made the way. But He's not going to force you to take that way.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just let you die.
Okay.
All right. Did I see your hand? And then I want to take, then I got to take some call. Okay. Yes, sir.
The answer to the question this young lady was saying about she runs into other Christians and they say that people, are preaching hell and stuff. I was just going to say when we're out there, we do have, there's different kind of signs that you could take, or shirts, and that's what people, they come up to us. But what God showed me to do it was just preach the gospel, which is a death, burial, and resurrection, because really all we're doing is we're warning people if they don't get their life together, there's another way. There's another way you can change, and they have the questions, but we cannot change them. We just got to do the Great Commission, and that's our civil Christian duty, that we have free speech to go out there and represent Jesus Christ.
And be a living example of it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Living our life, because we cannot be double standard. I mean,
Right.
I cannot drink a beer and then go preach on the street about, hey, you're going to go to hell because you're drinking, and yet I'm drinking, alcohol.
Oh, you have to hide your beer?
No. So that I wouldn't preach. I
saw a
on
friend of mine, he had bought some beer the other day, and apparently they have it in a silver-like can, a big old fat can of beer. I was like, how did they make it that big? But you're right about that. You're absolutely right. You have to be a living example. And a living example, there are no words to say what it is, really. It's amazing. And you'll recognize it when you see it. Because kids can see that their parents are not what they say when they quote the Bible, and that turns them off. It doesn't help them at all. It turns them away from it rather than draw them near. Yes, sir. And then here, and then the phone.
Two quick things. It was very nice to hear you talk about like that when you know it, and also being an example. Those
Yes.
two things seem to be the theme of that was in my heart when I was driving here. So it was fun to hear you say that. For one, I think if you ask, what does it feel like, then you haven't felt it. And I kept asking that question in the beginning, and it's what you said, the eye has not seen, the ear has not heard what He has in store for us. And so when you do let go of the past and the future and just stay present, and you see God and you stay straight as you can. Sometimes, you might falter, hopefully not. Then you know, and when you know, you know. And until you know, nobody can tell you really. I kept asking that question over and over, and you tried to explain, others, Caesar tried to explain it. You can't really, nobody can tell you.
That's why you point the way, so that they'll find it. Once they find it, they'll start living it. It'll come naturally, because Satan is so trickery. He would take whatever you say and try to make it be that. And if you're still into your imagination, you would believe that that's what it is, and it's not that. Your mind cannot conceive what it's like, because the mind is of Satan, right? So it can't understand the things of God. So you can't figure it out at all. I don't care how many books you read, you cannot figure it out. It's kind of like if you lay your keys down and you're rushing out of the house and you forget where you put your keys. And if you just calm down for 1 minute, all of a sudden you remember, oh, I put them on the table. It's like that. That's a good example of what it's like. Because you already know you know it already. It's just you forgot. But when you calm down, he reminds you of what you already know. All right? Yes, sir.
I had one more point, if I can.
Oh, go ahead, real fast.
My whole life, I tried to convince others of different things because I knew better. Right? I was smartest kid in the class and all this stuff. Very arrogant. But today I realized the times in my life where I have been an example, people have just naturally started following me and doing what I would have otherwise tried to convince them to do. Good and bad.
Right.
When I did bad stuff, people followed me too. You know, kids,
Is
friends.
your fiance following you?
She's trying, but I have to like slow down because her legs are shorter than mine.
That's right. Amazing. No, I totally understand. Thank you. Yes, sir.
How do you ask God a question?
When I ask, let me see myself. Because I realized I had gone to these different churches, I read the Bible, I would ask preachers different questions about things, and they just didn't have the answers. They would say, read the Bible more, they would quote scripture, and I'm like, that's not helping. Well, a lot of people are afraid to say that's not helping. They read the Bible, they speak in tongues, and it doesn't work, but they won't say that's not helping. And so I finally asked God to let me see myself. I just say, let me see myself, because I was looking for the answers at the church, and I wasn't getting it. You know, you feel good when you leave the church. You feel like, wow, I ain't going to sin no more. And before you get home, you made 4 or 5 stops, right? But so I finally asked to let me see myself, and that's when things start to change.
So within yourself, things get revealed?
Yes. At first I said, let me see myself. I don't, because I didn't know myself. And so I forgot I asked, and I'm up getting dressed one morning and to go to work, and he allowed me just a quick glimpse on the inside. I was dark. I'm like, wow, I didn't know I was that way on the inside. It was like, it was a wicked darkness. And I'm like, wow. And then from there, one thing led to another one. But you got to start, just look at yourself. And if you do read the Bible, nothing wrong with read the Bible and other books. Just don't hold on to it. Read it, put it away, because if you pay attention, Satan is going to be interpreting the scripture for you. And it's going to be based on what somebody has already told you anyway, right? Don't fall for it. Just don't fall for it, and stay still. In stillness, all things are possible. You can overcome it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, James. Pass that to James for me.
Okay, a bunch of calls, but let me first get to Patrick in New York City.
Patrick, welcome to church.
Hey, Jesse, church is amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Can I give an amazing? Amazing. That's right. Okay.
I have a question about sin and playing God.
Yes.
And it's so amazing because, like, church started, and almost all of the questions that people were asking kind of answered in their own way. So I'm, like, on hold, and I'm listening to the question being answered without even, before it's my time to speak.
Yes.
I've heard you say, like, define sin as playing God, like the definition of sin. You sin when you play God.
Right.
And it's really interesting because most people, they think of sin as like the stuff you do, the drinking or the cheating on your wife.
Absolutely.
Or the alcohol or whatever, or have you. And you're the first person I've heard like separate cause and effect. Like the cause is playing God and then the effects are the things that the average person calls sinning, quote unquote, which is why they can't stop it.
100%. The sin is playing God. When you play God by judging yourself and other people, we have opinions about things. You're separated from God. You're separated from life. And so now Satan is messing with you. Oh, you need a better job. You need to marry this person or that person. You need this or that. And then you end up on pot, and now the preacher said, you are sinning. And so now you're trying to stop the pot. And then one day you finally stop the pot, and then you go down, you stand up in the church, and Lord done save me. Lord have mercy. I'm saved. Everybody go, yeah. Praise the Lord. I don't smoke pot anymore. But you didn't tell him you became an alcoholic. Or you found some other stuff to get into. You leave that part out. You don't say, Lord help me. I stopped smoking pot, but now I'm an alcoholic. You leave that part out. And the folks up there praising the Lord for no reason. But once you stop playing God, admit you're not God, you'll return to him, you will be completed, and then all that stuff you picked up along the way will disappear. It really will. Stop trying to fight with it. You know, don't do it. But if the urge come and you can't help it, he'll let you do it one more time, right? Don't beat yourself up about it, because you're judging yourself, and when you judge yourself about drinking or whatever it is, you're going to get deeper into it because you're still playing God. It's enough to see it, but it's wrong to judge it. In that you are not God. But they have told you that's the sin. The sin is playing God. And once you forgive, you lose the desire to make decisions, to judge your fellow man. No matter how they treat you, you won't judge them. You'll see that they're wrong, you will avoid them. You'll say, okay, fine. But you will not judge them. Really, you can't, because it's no longer in you. You're in the kingdom of heaven. And if somebody don't agree with you, that's fine. You wish them well. It's not personal anymore. Patrick, you still there?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
This is it. Just so it's clear, how does a man or how does a person know when they are playing God? Like, how do you catch yourself playing God?
Anytime you get angry, because anger is hatred. It used to be called hatred, but they weakened the words over the years, and then they call it resentment. Now they call it anger. But it's anyone who has anger is judging. They're playing God. So if you're talking to someone and they get you angry because you don't agree with them or they're wrong, you're judging them. You're playing God. It's enough to not agree, but it's wrong to judge them. Once you overcome that anger, you can never get angry at anybody. It's amazing to live without anger. Anger is evil. And there's no such thing as controlling anger. There's no love in anger, because it's the nature of Satan. Don't let them tell you that. They'll have you coming to them for the rest of your life, spending all your money. You could have bought a house. Anger, you can't control it. It's a spirit. You are possessed with that spirit, and he will take it away. All right? Yes, Patrick.
Oh my, so when you become angry, which is of Satan,
yes,
that's you playing God, which is why when you're born into a family and you become angry at your parents, then you become possessed, and then everything happens after that.
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Amazing.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. We're going to put him on tape. Amazing. That's right.
It's so clear.
So can Nick record him saying amazing so we can do those little throw-ins on the radio show? We can negotiate something. All right.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, but you got it. That's what it is. Because you're not born that. You're born innocent. You're born knowing the truth. And you're discovering, you're watching your parents, you're watching Aunt Sue get drunk, you're asking questions. Mommy, is that a man in a dress? And Mama said, shut up. You already know a man should not have on a dress. No one had to tell you that. Because you know it. He's with you. Your relationship is with God. But as soon as they traumatize you by starting teaching you the Bible or telling you to shut up and say hello, say goodbye, all that, then you fall unconscious and you forget the truth. You stop at that point. So that's why parents got to be perfect. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't, because he is perfect and you can be that way too. Yes, Patrick.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
That's fascinating. Thank you so much, Jesse.
You're welcome, brother. Stay with the silent prayer no matter what. Stay with that and just relax, and it'll unfold for you.
Yes, sir. God bless you, sir. God bless the church. Thank you for everything.
All right. Thank you, Patrick. Yes, ma'am.
I just had a quick question about piggybacking on his question about when, how to ask God. Is that the same thing as prayer?
When you ask him, when I asked him, let me see myself?
Yeah.
I didn't think of it as a prayer. I just wanted to overcome. I was, weak, insecure, had a lot of doubt and fear. Nothing was working. And I had heard as a kid that if you were born again of God, you could have peace on earth. And as a kid, I used to say, I really want to live as a son of God on earth. I didn't want to wait to die to find out. I wanted to live it on earth. And so I've been wanting to know what that is like ever since I heard about it as a kid. So when I asked to see myself, I knew that I didn't have peace. So I knew I wasn't of God because I didn't have the peace. So that's why I asked the question. But the prayer is, they taught the Lord's Prayer. You can do that if you want sometime. But the prayer is to be still and know him, to let his will be done. Because we don't know what we want of ourselves, we can do nothing. Do you realize we absolutely don't know what we want? It's weird to think we know what we want. We don't know what we want. And the interesting thing about it, he will provide. And it's easier and more amazing than what you can get for yourself. And it comes very easily. It's amazing. He will take care of you.
Because I think, like, the hooping and hollering prayer that you talk about, like, sometimes, comes out of, like, a sense of desperation, like, let me see myself. But it's maybe expressed in that way. So I don't know, I guess.
So you think the people who hoop and holler are saying, let me see myself?
Maybe, like, they're desperate.
Well, they
for
better
something,
change
like,
the way they're asking then. They don't have to hoop and holler. Hey, I'm lonely, I'm sad, I'm depressed. What's wrong with me? Let me see myself. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to hoop and holler and praise the Lord.
Okay.
And then call up a preacher with oil on a rag and he'll send it to you. Just a little donation. Oil on a rag. And then next Sunday you come back, oh, I bought the rag. And the Lord, I needed some money. And the Lord gave me $100. So your rag helped. Did you hear about the preacher woman that was a preacher and now she's a slut? She gave up being a preacher and became a slut. And she's been preaching to people and everything. Y'all didn't hear about that? A white lady? Oh, yeah. So she has a slut video now. And she bisexual, she said. So just imagine, this woman been teaching the Bible to people. Praise the Lord, and people believe her. What do you do now that the preacher's a slut? You know what I'm saying? Know for yourself. Really. Just know for yourself. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let me take, is that Victoria? Yeah, Victoria. That's Black Victoria. And then the phone again. And then I got to ask this. Yes.
When you say the thing about not wanting, so If I were to find myself wanting something, should I just observe why I want it, or what? Because there's times where you want things and then you go after them.
I guarantee you, well, I don't guarantee you, I can assure you, anytime you feel like you want something, it's because you're in your head. You have compared yourself to someone else. You want what they have. Or someone gave a speech and it sounds so nice how they got a house and or they bought a mule. Yeah, and now you want that. But if you're not in your head, you're satisfied with what you have. And you're not comparing yourself. Let them buy their mule, you wish them well, you happy where you are and what you have. Then your needs will be met as needed. So when you do want for something, notice that you've been seduced. You believed into a lie.
Okay. I'm still a little perplexed by your answer, but I know that it's one of those things where I just
Tell
need
me
to
something
be...
that you have wanted if you can, other than a man.
Oh, God, Jesse, I knew you were going to do that to me.
You want a man? I was just playing. I didn't even know she wanted a man. I was just playing. Now we know your business. Oh, I was just joking.
No, just
She's like, oh my God, how'd you know? No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, but like even...
Do we have any single men here?
Jesse, stop.
Oh, okay. We have one over here.
Is he black? Kind of. Oh, he ain't black.
Is he black?
No.
He black and brown.
No.
Yes.
Now you got me all flustered. I forgot my question. Oh no, the answer. Sorry. But that's what I'm saying. Like, say, I guess if you don't know that you want that, like, say I didn't know that I wanted a man. In this.
I was just playing. Don't tell all your little business.
No, that's what I'm saying. So, but in
you
that.
Want a man?
That's what I'm saying. Like in that,
Do
if
you
you
want-
ask me, my answer is no.
Oh.
But for me, I'm like, okay, well, if God put me here, I'm a woman. Naturally, I probably should be with a man, right?
What do you mean by naturally? I probably should.
That's the thing. Oh God, this sounds so bad. But what I'm saying is that.
Oh, here's another woman want a man. All right, we're gonna get you a man.
You're messing
too.
with us, Jesse. Now that I'm on the mic, on the spot, it's like I'm not sure how to answer the question.
It's okay to want a man.
But I can tell you
Every
that I
woman
don't
want
like.
a man.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, in this scenario that you're giving me right now, I didn't come up with that question. If the right one were to be presented to me, I would know that, right? Whether I want him or not, I would just know.
Right.
Is that what you're
but
saying?
I would not lay around with want. You know, I wouldn't hang around with wanting a man. I would seek the kingdom of God in his right way, and he would take care of you. If it's meant for you to have one, it would be added unto you. Because you could want one and you'll end up with the wrong one.
That I know for sure.
Yeah, so it's best to just let him take, because he will take care of you. He will meet your heart desires, right? So don't want for it. Just live your life, stay with the prayer, be aware, appreciate where you are, appreciate being alone, and if it's meant for you to have one, it'll happen.
And I do believe that, and I guess I just kind of do also want your opinion on something.
Because some women, they want a man so bad, they marry anything.
Yeah.
Anything that come along, it could be a LGBT kind of man. And they're accepted. Oh, that's okay, it's so nice. He being himself. So don't get into want mode.
And I think for me, the thing that I do struggle with back and forth, because sometimes it does bother me and sometimes it doesn't.
What?
When other people, just in conversation, they will almost try to make you feel ashamed that you're single. And then they kind of throw the worldly stuff at you. Well, you're this old. Well, you live here. Why don't you? Well, you have this or you don't have that.
Yeah.
So is it more the issue is that person talking to you, or is it, what is that? Like, is that like...
When they were saying that to you, if you get mad or if you believe it, then they'll control you. But if they said it, just go out in one ear and out the other one,
Yeah.
then it wouldn't bother you at all. Give them the finger and keep going.
I would. don't give people the finger, but
You don't
but
get
I-
a finger?
No.
What the finger for?
Women are not supposed to be giving the finger, but no, that was just my question because I do find that conversation for me does actually come up quite a bit where
Yeah,
it's imposed
they're just
on
trying
me.
to control you.
Okay.
Yeah, don't fall for it. Wish them well, and you live your life.
All right.
All right? That's a good question. Let me take here right now, and then here, and then James, another phone call, because I got to end on time today, and I'm rushing it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm thinking about the want and like what you were saying, but when you ask God, like, I want to see myself, is that a form of want?
At that time it was, yeah.
So-
because I was sitting with my daddy, and all the stuff he was doing was not working for me.
So
I wanted to see myself, let me see myself, because I wanted to be his son and live that way to see what that is like, right? Because I heard you can have peace. So I was in a fallen state, and I definitely wanted to come out. I had no idea what that was, though, but I did want to know myself.
But is that same want of wanting to come out, is that like the same want as like wanting a man or something like that? Or is it a
No.
different type of want?
It's a different type. I wanted to be free of the conflict and the fear and the weakness and stuff like that. I wanted to have peace.
It's the wanting that's wrong. You want freedom and peace. Wanting a man is like an ego. You want worldly things.
You want a man?
No, not necessarily that, but I do want.
Not necessarily.
No,
I
because
mean, you might want one.
when I think of what I want, like what I actually want is like, I don't know. I want to look better, and I want to.
You want to look better?
Yeah, and
like
do-
what?
You know, just
What do you want to look like?
I want to like I see flaws in myself that I want to change.
So what do you want to look like?
I want to look less heavy.
You want to look
I
less
wanna-
heavy?
Yeah, I'd like
Well,
to
stop eating so much.
I know, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. I have these flaws in myself that I want to change, and I don't.
Why don't you just stop eating so much then?
I don't know. I think it's.
You don't want it that badly.
I don't. That's the conflict I have, is that I want, but I don't want, because like I want a certain way of things, and then I find myself not acting that way, and then I'm like, oh, so I'm always in this moment of that, of where I want something and I
But
don't.
you got to come out of your head and want for nothing.
Mhm.
He will add to you.
But is that the same thing of like, should I be
Let's
asking?
say that you're overweight and you know you need to lose weight. It's enough to know that and then gradually start making the moves to do it. Running or walking or going to the gym. But don't judge it as a want. I got to do it because it'll become too important and it'll be hard to take it off. And then you'll replace it with something else that will make you worse. It's enough to see, I need to lose my stomach. I have a fat stomach. You want to see it?
I could go and.
She's like, no. What the? No.
I got
And
I got my
noticed-
own to look.
And I notice that I do, but I know not to judge myself for it, right? It's just that I don't want to have a fat stomach.
Okay, but so should I also?
And so I'm not like walking around with it on my mind. I don't feel uncomfortable about it. I have not judged myself about it. When I was growing up, I wanted to get married at 25 and have 10 kids. I said, I'm going to buy me a house. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have 10 kids. I really wanted that. And I thought I was going to have that. But it didn't go that way, but I don't feel like I'm missing anything because that wasn't what he wanted for me. So I don't feel like I don't have 10 kids. You know, like I'm not lonely, I'm not missing it. I have one kid and I can't stand him. So imagine if I had 9 more. So be careful, don't want anything. Let his will be done. And you only wanted something because you're in your head. So when you look at your body, say, oh, you fat. You're like, oh, I want to lose weight. Now he got you. It's enough to know you want to lose weight. You could just live life in a simple way. And don't compare yourself to others. Don't try to be like anyone. Wish everybody well. And if you want to lose weight, don't walk around thinking everybody looking at you, judging you because you're fat, right? Let them think what they want. You can't do anything about it. If you want, though, you're going to think everybody looking at you and they'll think you're fat, and they won't be thinking that at all. I know people I've counseled, they have body flaws and things like it's been holding them back in life. And then when I tell them, you know what? Nobody care about that. Most of the time, people don't even see your flaws. But Satan got you thinking that they do. Now you're all stressed out, not having a life. And then someone tell you, you know what? Nobody care about that. And now you're free from it because you're free from the thought of it, the judgment of it. Come out of the darkness of your imagination. What? You okay?
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
You like your body now?
No.
She said no.
I think.
Won't you be grateful for your body?
Yes. Yes.
Who you want to be like?
I mean, who?
Uh-huh.
No, I don't have anybody in mind. I just know that I had a version of myself.
Let
that
it go.
Looked better than before.
In your head, when you were younger?
Yeah.
You looked better when you were younger?
Yes.
I know, getting old is a mess.
Yeah, it's really hard. I look at, maybe a picture of when I was younger.
Sometimes I look at my younger pictures, even 30 years ago, I'm like, what happened? Getting old is awful. It look like awful. You dry up. Your face structure change, you don't look the same anymore.
Yes, that's everything. I look at the pictures before and I think, wow, I look so different, and now I look very different.
Yeah, I
The
know
years
what you mean.
have added, yeah.
I understand. It's awful getting old. Y'all don't want to get old.
No.
Yes, you do. But no, it's fine if you have peace on the inside. It's not that important. You do the right thing for yourself.
Okay,
All right?
thank you.
But stay out of your head. It's in your head.
Yeah, and
It
I
really
think
is.
when you ask, let me see, when we ask God to help us see ourselves, I mean, I think that's maybe what I...
But don't ask him to let you see your fat.
I don't want to see myself
I want
like
to
that.
see inside.
Yes.
I ain't care about the fat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You asking for the wrong thing. You try to be all pretty. Because you want a man.
Oh.
Right?
I'm sure it has a lot to do with that
See,
somewhere.
that's the wrong
It's all
asking.
in there. It's all part of it.
Seek the
but-
kingdom of God. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Stay out of your head. Stay out of your imagination, folks. Really. Stay out of your head. Stay out of your heads. He said, bring all thoughts into captivity. All right? Stay out of your head. Satan is your daddy. Will you live there? He will reveal all things to you. He will remind you of all things. He loves you. Yes, ma'am. And then a phone call, and then I got to ask this.
I just think it's amazing with the wanting thing. And I had the same thought of like, oh, I want something is good because I'm driven and I'm a go-getter and I'm going to do it and get whatever I want.
Yeah.
But once you surrender to the wanting and you just want God, because basically the only thing I think you should want in your life is to have God as your father, to him to guide you, I think. So once I had that, I feel like God will put it in my heart, even if I'm alone or I never have kids or whatever, God will make peace of it in my heart. And that's the faith I have. I just think it's lack of faith of
Matter
God
of
can
fact,
give
you
you
never
that.
even think of those things. You never think, what's going to happen if I'm alone? What's going to happen if I don't have kids? Because you have perfect peace.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like anything is missing.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
You
in
know,
general for the typical things that people it's afraid of and wanting, the typical things that people want.
Oh, yeah.
It's so typical because everybody says it that you should have this life that you never know what
That's
your
why
life
he
is.
said, come out of the world. Be
Yes.
in it, but not of it.
Your life can be
And
just
all your needs will be met.
Your life can be just like you, like you're helping a lot of people, and you're not feeling your life went totally different from wanting 7 kids. How many kids? 9 kids.
I
9
wanted
kids.
10.
Oh, 10 kids,
that
and it
amazing?
went completely different. But you are completely happy and
Yeah.
even with way more joy because God put that on your heart.
I had a good friend growing up. He wanted to get married and have 12 or 13 kids, so he got married, and they had like 14 or 15. 14 or 15 kids. And and they all hate him now. He worked hard. He made sure they became doctors and lawyers, and he had a home built, big old beautiful home built for them. And now they hate him. And he's like, what the? So I'm glad I ain't got that problem. I'm glad he took that one away. Away, yes.
When you are born again, does anger completely disappear?
Absolutely.
So
because it's an evil spirit that made a home in you. It's not you.
right.
And so, but when you first, so you know, when you first wake up, you still been living in your imagination so long, so the thoughts still would come sometime. Someone would make you mad. Your mother, your father would make you mad. And Satan say, oh, see, you're not born again. You believe that lie, then he'll give you another one to believe in another one. But so be patient when the thoughts do come and just relax and let it pass. It'll pass.
I say that because last night I was having a conversation. I'm just like reflecting on the conversation, and I realized that I was getting upset, angry in that moment. So I'm like, well, that's why I asked. But
Yeah, and
you answered
realizing
that.
it all you need because you're growing away from it.
Okay.
So be patient.
All right, thank you.
All right, good question. The young man in the black shirt with the glasses right here. No, there are two. Here is.
No, I didn't have the question.
Isn't that amazing? Two guys sitting right behind each other. But I want to. Yeah, this is in front. Is this your first time here?
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Edwin.
Edwin. Any question?
No, I'm just sitting down, observing.
Any disagreement so far?
No, not yet.
You having fun?
Definitely.
Right on. Did you go and forgive your mother?
What will you ask that?
Just a question.
No, not yet.
And why not?
She doesn't really want to have a conversation, so about, whatever.
You don't need to have a conversation with her. Just go and say, hey, I'm sorry for resenting you, for
Right.
being so crazy.
Yeah.
And if she said, oh, I'm sorry, fine. If she doesn't, fine. You don't need to have a conversation. God will forgive you. And the reason she doesn't want to have the conversation because she likes controlling you.
Mm-hmm.
She has control of you right now,
Yeah.
right? Are you still living with her?
No.
Oh, well, you don't need to have a conversation with her. Go and forgive, and God will forgive you. Don't ask for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, every woman you get involved with is going to be mama. You can tell that's a painful laugh, huh?
No, it's just funny.
Are you married?
Negative, no.
Are you involved with a woman now?
Single.
Oh, have you ever been involved with one?
Yeah, I've been.
And what happened?
Oh, crazy one.
Yeah, that's
Wanna
mama.
control me. Yeah, I mean.
Go forgive your mama, man, so you can be free. The world needs you.
Mm-hmm.
It needs men. All right?
Got it.
All right. You want to meet him? Oh.
He's like, hell no.
Victoria? No. Oh, he look black. He black and brown. You get
So I
two
am
for the-
Cuban. My grandpa, he's black. He's an Afro-Latino.
Oh, see?
Yeah. So
You can't get better than that.
you know.
Yes, Jane, phone call.
Okay.
Afro-Latina. Did you see that woman that I interviewed? She was an Afro-Latina. Oh, man, you got to watch it. On the Father's Day, check it out. What was her name? La Nega. You ever heard of her?
Yeah, she's Dominican,
I interviewed her.
You proposed to her.
I proposed? Don't watch that interview. Yes.
Okay, Juan is from Lakewood, California. It says he's doing everything right, but something is missing. Juan.
Juan, welcome to church.
Hey, Jesse, how's it going?
All is well, buddy.
There was another caller, and I think he was amazed at how a lot of the people were already answering his inquiry. And, you know, I felt almost the same. But basically, I forgave my father. I forgave my mother. I had a really hard upbringing. I actually been in the church a few times, and I met with you before. But so I don't need to go on all the details.
Right.
But basically, I felt like I had overcome it and did it, and I paid my rent, and I solved all my problems that were in front of me. And then I just had a whole long list of clients and stuff I needed to do. And I feel like it's amazing. I don't actually have much of a question anymore, because this is also kind of an answer to your biblical question, and just kind of a comment for all the viewers and anybody listening. But basically, you can solve all the technical problems that you can throw money at in your life and still be messed with by the devil just by thinking, oh man, maybe I'm not productive enough. Maybe I'm too lazy or something. And when in reality, if you need to take a rest and sleep, maybe it's probably good. You know, like, 'cause I felt guilty even for just taking a nap, because I thought maybe I'm not productive enough or something like that. Or
Stay
I felt
out of your
guilty
head,
if I
man.
went back and smoked a little pot or something. I'd be like, oh man, that's why I'm screwing
No.
up. That's why I'm not doing it.
No, stay out of, are you
It's
doing the
just
silent
really
prayer?
amazing how the devil will mess with you even when you think you're doing everything right, but you can still get locked up into thoughts about judging yourself so easily.
All right. Thank you, buddy. We're having a little static problem, so, yeah. I appreciate that. Let me do this. The young man in the middle there with the head rag, this your first time? Oh, how you doing? No, man, good. All is well.
Yeah.
Are things better for you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you brought your friends?
Yeah, I brought my friends.
Hey, friends. So did you guys go and forgive your mothers?
Not fully. Yet.
I'm sorry?
Not yet.
Why not?
I don't know. I mean, I just started thinking about that like last week.
Oh, you
or
started
so.
thinking about it last week?
Yeah, we were talking about it. I mean, it was something that was always there, but it's just like, I kind of brushed it off. Didn't think it was too much of a problem.
It was what now?
I didn't think it was like too much of a problem or something that was like there. I kind of was just like blinded by it.
Right.
But
now
yeah.
that you know when you go and face her,
Do I know when I'm gonna face her?
I mean, now that you know you need to do it.
Oh yeah,
Are you living with her?
yeah.
How old are you?
I just turned 21 like 2 weeks ago.
Rita, why are you living with mama?
I don't have too much money to leave yet.
You don't have what?
Money.
Why don't you get 2 or 3 jobs?
I'm applying. Still
You
waiting.
trying?
Yeah.
Yeah, get all the jobs you can get. You don't have a family, right? Like wife and kids.
My girlfriend just moved in with me, but yeah. So we're trying to
What
get out. the?
Do you have a job?
Yeah, I have a job.
So you move your girlfriend to your mama's house?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that smart, I know.
What?
It wasn't the best thing to do, but.
Why'd you do it?
Huh?
Why'd you do it?
I don't know. It seemed right at the time. I mean, it still seems cool too. I mean, I have no issue with it.
So you don't feel embarrassed when you come out of the bedroom, your mama's sitting there looking?
Yeah.
You feel embarrassed?
Not all the time, no. I don't
Sometimes you do?
I think so. I don't know. Not really. I mean, I walk out, just go to the bathroom, say what's up, and then I go back to my room.
He's like, hey, mama. That's amazing. What happened to the world? I would have never taken my girlfriend home and let her come to my mother's house and live with me, or my grandmother. Yeah. And what the? And so, what does she think about living with you in your mama's house, and you the man?
Well, I've talked to her about it, and she says, like, she's with me as long as she's, like, with me. I mean, I told her I'm trying to leave right now. I'm in the process of trying to move out. But, it doesn't bug her. She came from a worse, her household was a lot worse. So I think she feels a little more comfortable now that she's with me.
Amazing. She controlling you?
Is she controlling me? No.
Then put her out.
What do you mean? Like kick her out?
Yeah.
Wait, who, my mom or her?
Good idea. She's never going to respect your girlfriend. She's never going to respect you because you live with your mama.
Yeah.
She has control of you, having sex with her out of wedlock. It's not going to work out. You should do it the right way. I'm not telling you to break up with her, but
Yeah.
you should say, no, I'm not going to do this anymore because women need men to be right. You're the light of the world, salt of the earth. And they need to look at you and see the right way to go. And right now, she can't, her situation at home sounds bad, but it's even worse with you because you're not a perfect example for her.
Yeah.
She needs love. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
So she got to go back home.
Okay.
What?
Nothing. Just,
You want me to call her?
no.
Really, women need men. That's why the world is suffering the way it is.
Yeah.
And you're going to end up like your father's situation with your mother. That makes sense?
Yeah, that's not a good situation.
I know. But you're repeating that.
I see.
How old are you?
I just turned 21.
Oh, you turned, yeah.
Like 2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah, you said. All right.
Yeah.
You did what now?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you need to do it right, man. Did your friend tell you to do it the right way?
Him?
Uh-huh.
No. I mean, he said something similar, but not the kicking her out part. I don't think we thought about that.
No, because I told him to move out. I told him to move out of his mom's house.
Yeah.
And obviously he's probably gonna live with his girlfriend, but I think that's a better situation than living with his mom and having his girlfriend live with him.
It is a little better, but it's best to do it the right way. Let her.
Yeah, I agree.
Tell her to get a job, get her own place. You get your own place and do it the right way. And you're going to see all the hell come out of her because she's not going to want to let you go. She like controlling you. And she pretended that you can solve her problems and you can't help her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do it the right way, man. I understand. I've been in a fallen state too, so I do understand. But it's time to start overcoming that. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So when your friend picked you up this morning to bring you to church?
No, he picked me up.
So you picked your friend up, right? And so he came out of the house, right? I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
And when you noticed he had a head rag on, what you think?
I said, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're like, is this my girlfriend?
This is the first time I've seen this one, but there's others.
This is the first time you see him in a head
yeah,
rag?
there's other ones.
Oh, he had another head rag?
Yeah, usually it's a different one. This is the first time I've seen the purple one.
He had a rough night last night.
Yeah,
So he just picked up the first rag
Yeah.
around.
I did.
Why you have a head rag and a ponytail?
I don't know, man.
You feel pretty?
What?
You feel pretty?
No, definitely not.
Oh,
Yeah, it does.
I can see you now this morning putting on your head rag. Did you have the ponytail before you did your rag, or you did the ponytail after the rag?
No, I already had it.
Oh.
I just did it real quick and I left. Yeah.
Oh, you put your rag on real fast?
Yeah.
You know how to do it really fast now? No, I'm messing with you.
I know.
You can wear your rag.
You can wear your rag.
My biblical, do you have it? This is your first time here too, right? What's your name?
Fidel Mar?
Elmar?
No, Fidel Mar.
Fidel Mar.
Yeah.
Any question?
No, just listening and observing.
Yeah, is it helping?
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing that, to gather in a way.
Yeah. You living with your mother too?
Yeah.
How old are you?
21.
What's the word? Berta, why are you living with your mother?
Income's not that good right now. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get out too.
Yeah, get out, man.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend live there too?
No girlfriend.
Oh, good. Thank God. Amazing. Any questions for me?
No.
Okay. So I got to ask my biblical question. What's my biblical? Oh, Is it good to love your weakness, the young lady?
I think in a way it is, because when we are weak, when we come to the Lord, it makes us strong. So to keep going back to God, because we're going to keep falling short and downing yourself or having those moments of weakness, that's what brings you back. It kind of keeps you in check, bringing you back to God.
So it's good to love your weakness.
In that aspect, yes,
Oh,
I
okay.
think so.
Let me ask the young, yes, sir. Did you have your hand?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you mind if I read something? Because it's
Absolutely.
exactly what I agree. It's what was revealed to me.
Okay.
It's my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weakness, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weakness, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, and in difficulties. For when I am weak, I am strong.
Okay. Amazing. So you love your weakness?
I delight in it.
And what does that mean?
It means that
Oh, into the mic, yeah.
I delight in it because it keeps me on the right path.
Oh, okay.
You know, you have
What does the light in it mean?
delight.
What does that mean?
I take pride in it, but it reminds me to, like I said, keep on the right path. It keeps me on my toes, so to speak. You have a lot of New Age people that will say you always have to have a conflict to keep you growing. So it's sort of like that, but from a Christian biblical perspective.
Oh, okay. So you're like, yeah, I'm weak. Right on.
No.
I'm so delightful.
No.
No, I'm pissed.
It's not joy or happiness.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a piece and a proof of his existence and of the things that I need to do
Right on.
to stay on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a question? Yes, sir.
No.
Nothing? You were reaching for the mic. Daniel, do you love your weakness? Is it good to love your weakness?
I don't think I have any weaknesses.
You don't have any weaknesses? You must have been hanging around with Chris. Where's Chris? You have no weaknesses.
Nah.
You want to say no one more time?
No. I mean.
Oh, there go Chris. No weaknesses, right, Chris?
You should love them if you have them.
You should love them?
If you have them. I wouldn't know anything about it.
So, Daniel, if you had a weakness, would it be good to love your weakness?
I don't have a weakness, so I don't know what to tell you.
Have you ever had one?
Have I ever had one?
Weaknesses.
I was probably judging myself.
Probably?
Yeah.
And that was a weakness?
That's probably a weakness.
Did you love that?
No, I didn't like that.
Oh, okay. So this is a question that Joel asked. Joel, why did you ask this question? What would you say about it?
I would say that you shouldn't love or hate your weakness. And not loving or hate it is loving it, because you're not giving it life. And you shouldn't even give it attention, because when you give it attention, it won't go away.
Oh,
So
okay.
you should not have an opinion about it, period.
You black. The young guy in the hood. This cat.
I'm fine, thank you. I wanna.
Is this your first time?
Yes.
Any questions about anything?
My English is a little bit, I don't speak very well English. I understand, but that's fine.
Okay.
I'm so glad for.
How did you hear about us?
Excuse me?
How did you hear about us, the meeting?
My boss.
Oh, your boss?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
All right, okay. About that?
No, before you end.
Oh, okay. Eric, what'd you say? Eric, but Derek.
The same
Is it
as
good to love your weakness?
Joel. No,
That ain't
no
no
opinion
answer.
of it. I don't have an opinion of it.
You don't have, you don't know if it's good or not?
No, not that I know if it's good or not. That I don't. What is the question? I don't. No, I mean I can't remember now because you said like.
Is it good to love your weakness?
No, I don't think it's good to love it, and I also don't think it's good to hate it.
Oh, okay. Do you have weaknesses?
No, I don't think so.
Amazing. Dang, you're not the only one, Chris. Amazing. So, oh yes, Mary. And then, real fast, because I'm ending now.
Well, I don't love my weakness.
Is it good to love your weakness?
It's not good to love it, but it's good to be aware of it. So I don't love it, but I'm aware of it. So it's like I want to be able to transcend it. So I have to be aware about it.
Right. And so, yes, that's true. And especially what this young man said, you delight in your weakness, meaning count it all joy when you see your weaknesses. Don't be mad about it, because in that you will overcome. You're made strong. Your faith is being developed in God, because you see that. But if you get mad about it, if you judge yourself for it, it'll destroy you. It's enough to see it, because a lot of people think that they don't even need God. They have, well, not Daniel and Chris and him, but they already found God. Right? You already, so God took away your weaknesses, right? Uh-huh. But delight, I like that word, by the way. Relax. He'll take care of it. He really will. He'll make you strong in time of weakness. All right? I can't take your hand. I'm out of time. Oh, okay. Thank you. So I have a brand new biblical question. Oh, let me do this real fast. Buy some land. Buy a house. Now's a good time to do it. Interest rate are like, what, 3% or something like that? And a lot of guys and ladies are starting to buy. So while y'all thinking about having a man, you better be trying to buy some land. You better want some land. So buy some land, save your money, because things are going to change. It's going to go back to high interest rates and all that. So take advantage of this opportunity, even though Joe Biden said it's going to be a dark winter. So don't be scared. While the people running scared, you go and buy land. You know what I'm saying? You still stay quiet and let God take care of you, meet your need. This is a perfect time for the children of God. All right? So go call up a realtor and say, hey, what does it look like out there in the market right now? And buy something. And you take that first step to buy something, opportunity will come. The door will open up. One thing will lead to another one. Don't let Satan tell you, oh, you don't have any money, so you can't buy. Don't fall for that. Give it a try. Have faith. Don't doubt. And talk to a realtor. Let them start showing you around. And there are ways that's going to come out of that. And don't let Satan tell you, oh, you don't have enough money. All right? God will take care of you. All right? So this is a perfect time for the children of God. So while the people are running around scared of the dark, what do you say, dark winter? It's going to be a dark winter. Let them run scared. You be still and take advantage of the opportunities that's given to you. So when they come back out of this dark winter, you'll be ready in the house and they have to pull the light on in your house. That makes sense? Yeah. So don't be in your head about it. Aren't you a realtor?
Just about.
Oh, just about. Oh, I'm about to recommend them that they go to you.
Okay. And they can. I can talk to them about it, but right now I'm just about to get licensed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. But really, buy some land, folks. Even if you don't live in it for now, buy some land. Buy some land. As a matter of fact, Irma's just got his house. He bought a house last week. It just finished. Amazing. And now that he got his first house, he can eventually buy a second one and a third one and an apartment building. One thing will lead to another. It really, really will. Do the silent prayer. Stay out of your head. Speak up, but don't resent. And it's going to be amazing for you. All right? So you're not dead yet, huh? Man. He came one day, he was about to commit suicide. He was like, I'm killing myself. Well, I'm glad you're still alive and smiling and everything.
Yeah, I'm doing very, very well now. Extremely well.
Isn't that amazing? He could be dead.
Yeah,
And just something you could be dead in the ground, and you'd be like, what happened?
Yeah, July was garbage.
And then, actually, March to July was garbage.
Yeah.
But I toughed it out, and I'm
Right on.
doing way better than before. I'm doing even better than pre-COVID.
Right on.
So
Are you
it's
still?
like, it's mind-blowing.
You still have a
In
relationship
a
with
good
your
way,
son?
not in a bad.
You still
Yeah,
talking?
me and my son have recovered.
See that?
Our relationship has blossomed now.
Isn't that
And,
amazing? He was at the wit's end. You guys don't know about him, right? He came in one day. He was invited by Richard, and he was like, "Oh, I'm ready to die. I'm white. No more of my privileges left. I ran out of white privileges. Black lie took them all. I lost my child. My son and I don't tell. Lord have mercy." And now he has a full life. Amazing. So I'm glad.
It's quite the turnaround. It's quite the turnaround.
Right on.
It's a freaking miracle. It's a
I'm
frickin'
glad I
miracle.
didn't tell you to suffer and die, because you might have taken that up.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't hear you.
Remember how I tell people suffer and die?
Yeah.
If they don't want to listen? I'm glad I didn't say that to you. You may well have taken me up on that.
Yeah, that would have been bad advice for me.
Yeah. See, you got to know when to get that advice.
You gotta parse the words sometimes.
That's right. Well, I'm glad, man. My new biblical question is, how does one develop true faith? How does one develop true faith? Uh-huh. How does one develop true faith? Oh, okay. That's right. Right here, real fast. Oh, then go to James with your mic, Joel, so he can read those off real fast. We'll be out here. How does one develop true faith?
Oh, you were pointing at me. Okay. I would say by understanding what God is saying inside of you, so through the silent prayer, that you would develop true faith. Because true faith is knowing when you don't really have the evidence to know.
Okay. To live by faith is amazing. It really, 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 really. And to never doubt, it even more amazing. It really is. This young man right here want to answer, and then I got it in.
I want to answer?
Yeah. I can tell the way you're sitting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll change.
Oh, he was sitting like this. I'm like, yeah, he want to answer this. Now you sitting like a man. What the? How do you develop true faith?
Living life.
Is this your first time here?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
Welcome,
and I
man.
brought my son, too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Hey, son, you love your father?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I'll go to him in 1 minute. Tell me about the faith.
I tried.
How does one develop true faith?
Just by living life. That's it. That's all I can say.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll put my little 2 cents in next week. That's my questions for this week. So, what's your name?
My name's Levi.
How old are you, Levi?
I'm 18.
Nice. And so you're close to your father?
Yeah, yeah.
Have you always been close to him?
Yeah, we've always had a
Good.
good relationship.
And are you close to your mother too?
Yeah,
You're close to your father and mother?
yeah.
So your father didn't let your mother mess you up?
No, not too bad.
How did you prevent her from destroying your son?
I have no idea. It just happened. Something wouldn't let me do it. I knew I had to, her mother is crazy, so I knew I had to do something, but
Right.
it's just, God, that's all I can say.
Right
'cause
on, man.
I didn't know what else. And then I found you, and I was like, I did something right.
I'm
This
on
is
the right
amazing.
track.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
That's right, man. Any questions for me?
No, I just think you're awesome. Good
Thank you,
stuff.
man. Levi, any questions?
No, thank you very much for everything, though.
You're welcome, man. So now that you're out of high school now?
Yeah, just graduated.
And are you working?
No, currently not.
Yeah, get a job, Levi. Even if you go to college, work while you're going through school, it'll help develop you. All right? That makes sense? What
Yeah.
type of work can you do?
So far I've done retail work.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, get a job. You can go to school if you want. I wouldn't waste my time, but you may want to learn a trade or something. But make sure you work and become independent. All right? Any questions for me, Levi?
No, sir.
All right, I'm glad you're here, man.
Thank
you guys for coming. So, yeah, real fast, James.
Okay, we can't get to any more calls, but thank you, callers, for hanging on.
Yeah.
Devin in Virginia wanted to know, how do I separate from my in-laws? Stephen in California wanted...
By packing your bags and moving? See, that kind of question I already know the answer to. I would say, by in-laws, I'm gone. You don't need a counselor for that kind of question, right? Am I wrong? You move. Yeah. You be like, move. Yes.
Stephen in California has wanted to know about the order of God. What was it before Christ came?
Disarray. The Old Testament.
Yeah. And then Eli from NorCal wants to know how to get his daughter back. So we can't get to you, callers.
Right.
You can call in.
Call the show tomorrow, and I can answer those questions for you.
And
All
we'll
right?
also read the super chats tomorrow on the show.
Okay. We'll read the super chats and everything. So that's my biblical question. So listen, everybody, do the silent prayer, no matter what happens. It doesn't matter how you feel, whether you feel good or bad or all is well. Calm down so God can bring you out of the darkness of your imagination, and He will show you how to live. You will naturally start living. You become right, and you will naturally do right, because you can't learn how to do it. You become that as the Father is guiding you. All right? So do the silent prayer. Speak up, but don't resent. You cannot change yourself. You are a spirit, and we can't change a spirit. Only He can do that. All right? So make sure you forgive. Don't hold on to anger, and you'll be fine. Next Thursday, so make sure you do the silent prayer. Speak up and don't resent. Next Thursday at 7, right? 6:30, we're having a town hall here, election town hall. It's going to be amazing. So I invite all you to come next Thursday at 6:30. It's best to get here kind of early, a little earlier than 6:30. Okay. And we can only let 50 people in, is that right? Or 60? What? 50. Because of that stupid Chinese thing. So next Thursday at 6:30. Oh, yeah. I got it right here. There it is. So check it out online and all that good stuff. So, JesseLeePeterson.com or call 800-411-BOND. All right? Okay. $10 to get in to pay the bills and stuff. So make sure you show up. It's going to be fun. We're going to have liberals and Democrats. I mean, that's the same thing, right? Sorry about that. We're going to have liberals and conservatives. We're going to have a fair hootenanny of a time. You do not want to miss it. All right? Any other announcement, Ernest? That's it. So thank you all. It was an amazing church today, and I really appreciate you participating. Do the silent prayer because, especially the men, but not only the men, the women need you. The world needs you. Children need you. You are the light of the world. And when your light goes out, the women and children can't see the right way to go. They really need you to be right and do right. And it's going to be amazing. You're sons of God, and He needs you to be right. All right? Are you okay in the hat right here? Yeah. How come you so? What do you think about right now?
A little tired.
Oh, you just tired? Oh, you been smoking pot?
Been working a lot.
Oh, but no pot?
No.
Oh, good. Any questions for me? Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. So thank you all for tuning in. I absolutely appreciate it. I'm ending on time today. It's amazing. Don't forget to donate, and don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, ring the bell, and what else should they do? Huh? Send it.
It's sunny, sharing.
Oh, it's sunny and share. All right. So thank you all so much. Call the show tomorrow if you have questions. I can deal with them more. I appreciate it. Thank you all for showing up today and participating. All right.